Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Ishiwato, representing a brand called Morans. First of all, I would like to thank organizer for inviting me here. It's my great pleasure to be here and speaking to you and share ideas with you. Is anyone know the brand called Morans? If you know it, can you raise your hand, please? Wow, quite a number of people know the brand. I'm very pleased. Morans is a company producing home entertainment solutions. Our core business is music reproduction products, such as CD players and amplifiers, which we call hi-fi. Hi-fi stands for high fidelity, as close as possible to original sound for original wonderful music. That's what we at least try. That's who we are. During the last year's presentation, someone told here, technology gives mere wow, but the art moves you. And he is absolutely right. I was exactly the same, saying exactly the same thing all the time. In my personal opinion, music is the highest form of art we human beings created. The way music moves you and touches you is something so unique and so powerful. Your emotion is moved, isn't it? So today, what I'm going to do is talk about history of hi-fi, technology, and the relationship between music and people. Does anybody know when hi-fi started? One thing I can tell you, it's a long before most of you were born. In 1948, in the United States, CBS came with mono LP. LP stands for long play. Vinyl disc. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Even today, some people still play vinyl. Why it's called LP? Prior to this LP, the format we had was SP disc, which was rotating 78 RPM per minute. So 78 rotation per minute. So this means in one disc, you had very limited time to record. New mono LP was only 33 1/3 rotation per minute. So you could make much longer music on one disc. That's where this LP, long play, came from. So now you know something new, isn't it? But most significant thing of LP was not the time. The quality you could get out from this mono LP. It was amazingly high. You had wide frequency response from lowest note to the highest note. And the dynamics of the real music. It was incredible inventions. Of course, that encouraged a lot of people in the 50s. Founder of our company, Mr. Sobi Morant. He was one of them. Friend of his asked him to make a preamplifier dedicated for playing this mono LP. He has done that in his New York garage. When he finished, he invited all his friends. When they heard how this mono LP sounded, they were all flabbergasted. How is that possible? We have never heard such a wonderful music. So they encouraged him to start business with it. So 1953, Sobi Morant started company Morant. So I would say in early 50s, the period hi-fi actually started. What was next? Of course, stereo. Stereo LP came exactly 10 years after from mono LP, 1958. Do you know how they have recorded stereo on a disc? Stereo, you know you need two channels, left and right. No? On a disc, you have grooves. And those grooves are cut in 45 degrees. And each walls were designated for left and right channel. So when the cartridge needle pressed the groove, you could pick up both left and right signal. So left and right music. Unbelievable technology, I have to say. And it worked very well. 1959, Sophie Morant made a preamplifier for this stereo LP. This model was called Model 7C. This preamplifier made him world #1 amplifier designer. It was incredible performance. I'm going to explain you my personal experience with this. When I was in high school, I had a friend, and his father was audiophile. He had a beautiful listening room. I used to go there often. One day when I was visiting, father came. Ken, you have to come. You have to listen. So have you changed something? He said, yes. He took me to his room. And he put LP, which I knew very well. It was a disc from Julie London. Is anybody knows? I don't think so. It's too old, isn't it? Julie London, it's originally from Hollywood. Movie star, beautiful lady. But she could sing as well. So they made wonderful jazz LPs. But when that day he played this disc, she was standing there. I was really shocked. Wow. Something unbelievable. And her voice was so sexy. I couldn't believe. Still, my memory remembers that. Then he put big orchestra, classical music. Huge sound stage, width, depth, and height. Yes, three-dimensional, real stereo. Localization of all different instruments were there. So real. I said, oh, it's wonderful, what is this? And he pointed small, tiny, gold fascia product, written Marantz. I didn't know what Marantz was. And he told me it's the best preamplifier in the world. I believe so. So I asked him, because I wanted that as well, how much it would cost. The amount he mentioned was 3 months' salary of a Japanese man in that time. So of course, I couldn't pay. So what I did was ask him to lend this machine. So I took to my home, I opened it, and I started to copy the circuit diagram. I guess you already know what I was going to do. Yes, I was trying to make a copy because I couldn't afford buying it. So I took entire circuit. Took me quite a while to get all the parts. But finally, I managed to get all the parts. I made this preamp. So I was so excited, so anxious. I'm going to have that wonderful sound at home. I put it on the switch, put the disc. Nothing came out. Nada, zero. So I said, what the hell? I checked everything, it should work. I was a high school student. My knowledge about electronics was not, of course, so high. What I didn't know was this Model 7 preamplifier was such a tricky design. So if you are not careful how you do things, it didn't work. I learned it in a very hard way. But at the end, I managed to let it work. But another dilemma. My Model 7 didn't sound at all good. I said, why? I have exactly the same circuit, same design. Why it doesn't sound the same? So I started to swap the parts. You know, on those times, we are using tubes, not the transistors. So first thing I did was take out all those tubes from original and put them into my copy. Original one was using German Telefunken tubes. Mine was Toshiba Japanese tubes. When I changed it, sound changed completely. Beautiful spectrum. But still, sound was not the same. How is that possible? So I started to exchange one part by one part. Every single part I replaced, sound was changing. Music was changing. Then I learned hi-fi. It's not just technology. There's so much more. You can have the same circuit design, but if you don't do it properly, product will never be right. Of course, we are talking music, which is a very delicate thing. That's why it is quite natural, I would say. So that was the period, from mono to stereo, and then tube. The next era in hi-fi was the transistors. Transistor amplifier came after the tube. What was the difference? With the transistors, you could get much higher power compared to tube. The time of tube, we had to design speakers very sensitive. So with small power, you could drive, and you can get enough acoustic power in your room. But with transistors, we could change way of designing speakers. And you know today, even tiny bookshelf speakers, you can make big noise because of the power of amplifier in the transistors. So it's a big step, I would say, change over from tube to transistors. Of course, even today, some people still prefer tube. In a way, I understand it. It is a completely different thing. After these transistors, what was the newest thing we had? In early 80s, Philips and Sony came with compact disc. You remember? Fast digital music software. But one thing you have to remember, we human beings, we can't hear digital. We can only hear analog. Human brain, wonderful computer, analog computer, only can sense analog. So what you had to do was change music, which was analog, to digital. But when you want to play back, we had to convert back digital to analog again. This was a difficult process, but we have managed that. In that period, because of the fact Philips purchased our company Morant, we are very lucky to get technology from Philips. As you know, Morant, we were pure analog. So we knew analog technology and analog know-how. Then we had this digital technology from Philips. Combine it, we could make wonderful sounding CD players in the 80s. That was the beginning of compact disc player. But then we had another problem. For portable, outdoor use, compact disc is too large, isn't it? 12 centimeter. You could carry it, but it's too big. Problem was, in that time, memory was very expensive. Today, with Galaxy or iPhone, MP3 player, you can easily have 60 gigabytes of memory. But not in that time. So, only way was compress this wonderful music data. That's where this MP3 technology came in. We compressed data to the 1/10, so that you could put into something like a Sony's mini disc. Later on, it's shifted to the solid state. But today, if you are having 60 giga, you can have the full spectrum original music. Through the internet, also you can have downloadable high definition audio. So, if you have opportunity, try not to compress it and put it into your portable unit and listen to it. See those wonderful music we have all around. Musicians, recording engineers, they put such a lot of effort creating those. So it's our duty to reproduce those music as their original intention. They deserve that. That's at least the way I feel it. So that's also the reason why we try Atmos. As you see also in the background on those screens, we have the Marantz logo, but we say also on the bottom, because music matters. Because music matters to people. Every one of you must have the favorite music. And when you listen to that piece of music, your emotions moved strongly. And you have certain memories associated with those music. And when you listen to that piece of music, all those memories comes back to you. So memory of those wonderful life you had, and also with the music, it's strongly connected. And that is one individual to the other, all different. So every one of you have different experience, different journey with you and the music. So music is that powerful, I would say. Today, you are using a lot of MP3 player or iPod, iPhone, Galaxy to listen to music. So now, I was talking about the beautiful sound stage of stereo. Are you getting that through the headphones? Answer is no. At this moment, I'm speaking with a microphone. So you are listening my voice through the speakers. So you do not know exactly where I'm standing from the sound you are receiving. But just imagine, I don't use microphone now. I'm standing exactly dead center to you. If I'm speaking in front of you, you know where I'm standing, right? And if I move to your left and talking, also you know, oh, he's moving to the left. Why are you able to identify where I'm speaking from? Because we have 2 ears. So if I'm standing on your right, and if I'm standing here and speaking, your right ear receives my voice faster than your left one, because of the slight difference in the distance of the ears you have. Because the sound can travel only 320 meters per second. It is not fast. So stereo is using this basics. So you have left and right speakers in front of you, and both left and right speakers reach both ears, and created this beautiful sound stage I was talking about. Now go back to this headphone. Your right headphone sound, does it ever reach to your left ear? Never. And the left headphone never reach to your right. Yes, you are getting 2 channels with the headphones, but you're not getting 3-dimensional stereo. So when you listen through the headphone, every time music is sounding back of your head, isn't it? Yeah. So I would say this is the one area we still have to work very hard on. if people want to listen through the headphone, we have to do something about it. So, my message today is very clear. We only can hear analog, not digital. Digital is a wonderful thing for preserving original music, because like LP or tape, after many playing, it deteriorates the quality. And you're going to have so much noises. But once it's digitalized, unchanged. So from that point of view, digital is wonderful technology to support that. But we still need analog for you to enjoy music. Second message is, as we are talking about the relationship you have between music and yourself. It's a very individual and personal experience. Yeah. Hi-fi product will help you on that. Yeah. But just trust your own ear and your heart only. When you're listening any system, doesn't matter how much it costs. You put your favorite music. And if that disc plays like you want, that's the system for you. But if sound of that system doesn't move your emotion, forget it. Don't trust anybody in the store or even myself telling you. There is nothing really the best. Best for you could be completely different to someone else. So trust yourself. Most important thing is your music is your own. And your relationship with music is again very unique. And this journey you have, a long journey of our life, you have a certain association with music. I believe music gives us wonderful experience. And hopefully, we can still provide to help that enjoyment for you. I thank you very much. I hope you understood what I'm saying. I hope you agree with what I said. And hopefully I will have another opportunity talking to you again sometime. Thank you very much.